finals are over! And now it's time to read!
A few years ago, a book-obsessed girl's mother said,
"You know, pretty soon they'll stop printing books altogether and the world will be overtaken by Kindles."
This girl, terrified by the prospect, took to Amazon to buy a physical copy of all her favorite books. The result? A bookshelf filled with the best books ever written, most of which without a single crack in the backing. Unacceptable? Absolutely. Thus begins a year-long mission to read and review every single one in alphabetical order. Is she crazy? Probably. This is the Favorite Book Project, 2015.
Now, a lot of you guys are going to have heard of this story already because of the 1961 animated Disney movie, or maybe even a live-action remake in 1996, or maybe even a very strange animated show on Disney Channel. Wherever you've heard of it from, you probably have heard of it. It also goes by the name of The Great Dog Robbery, and it was written by Dodie Smith. Dodie Smith was a actress and playwright in England. Her other well-known work, and that's only one other well-known work, is called I Captured the Castle, which was another children's book about a bunch of kids, and their parents, of course, who live into a castle in England. And as far as I know, it's generally well-liked. I don't remember reading it myself, but try picking that up and let me know what you think. 101 Dalmatians also has a sequel, little known fact. It's called The Starlight Barking, and it's about alien dogs. Yeah, alien dogs come and they meet Pongo and Mrs. and stuff happens, I guess. This is just what I'm imagining.
Brothers, we have heard your call. It is finally time to take control of this planet from the humans, so all will bow down to the master race.
Yeah, it's just a really strange choice, especially because, in my personal opinion, the charm of 101 Dalmatians is that it takes place in the real world. Like, it convinces you that the idea that dogs are sentient could be an actual thing. Like, it makes me nervous around my dog a little bit.
What you looking at? Well, now wipe that smug grin off your face. Oh, that's it. Oh, I'm coming over there now.
So what's the book about, and is it any good? Well, I'm going to do something a little bit different in the booktuber world. I am going to actually read you a little bit from the beginning, and you can see for yourself why I personally think this book is fabulous. Not long ago, there lived in London a young married couple of Dalmatian dogs named Pongo and Mrs. Pongo. Mrs. added Pongo's name to her own on their marriage, but was still called Mrs. by most people. They were lucky enough to own a young married couple of humans named Mr. and Mrs. Dearly, who were gentle, obedient, and unusually intelligent, almost canine at times. They understood quite a number of barks. The barks for out please, in please, hurry up with my dinner, and what about a walk? And even when they could not understand, they could often guess, if looked at soulfully, or scratched by an eager paw. Like many other much-loved humans, they believed that they owned their dogs, instead of realizing that their dogs owned them. Pongo and Mrs. found this touching and amusing, and let their pets think it was true. it's just kind of adorable. I love the way that it's written very properly and matter-of-factly, but at the same time, it's very self-aware. Like, it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's just a superb balance, and this book is really just all about balance, and I'll talk about that more later, but it just really impresses me. But there is one thing I find rather amusing, and I just have to make fun of it. So, the Dearleys, before they get married, they're living on their own, and they have nannies that also live in the house with them. Grown people with a nanny.
Honey, I love you so much. You make my heart light up with joy, and the heavens sing. And you just happen to have another Dalmatian, which I can mate with my Dalmatian and make thousands of pounds off the purebred puppies. You are a wonderful business opportunity. Oh, Mr. Dearly, I love you so. But I must tell you, I cannot lie to you any longer. There is another woman in my life. Another woman? Yes, my sweet. Whew. I still live with my nanny who raised me from birth, my nanny who changed my dirty diapers, my nanny who still dresses me every morning. I cannot leave her behind. Oh, Mr. Dearly, you are funny. I live with my nanny too. What? But you're nearly in your 30s. You have a well-paying job and a high-level education. Why would you still live with your nanny too? Because I can't even boil water. Really? Yes. My father said I was too good to learn such things. One day I told Nanny I was too old for her and that I could do things on my own, and she left. Next thing I knew, I was on the kitchen floor crying because the oven wouldn't do as it was told. I mean, I yelled at it for so long, but it just wouldn't turn on. And so Nanny came to live with me. Why, this is brilliant. Now we'll have two underpaid, emotionally taken advantage of women with no hope of retirement to cater to our every whim.
So, I've already said I like the book. Let me explain why. The book is not written like a children's book. It delves into all these deep emotional areas, for instance. Like, Mr. Dearly one time comes home to find that all the puppies are being taken care of by different people, okay? And this book, 148 pages, I'll remind you, tiny pages, right? Goes through the trouble to tell you that Mr. Dearly kind of felt jealous of them, but then he kind of decided that it was okay because he knew that he wasn't being slighted. He was just being taken care of, just like the puppies were being taken care of, and blah, blah. That's not what children's books usually do. They usually say, oh, and Mr. Dearly felt sad, but then he felt happy again, But not only is it smart emotionally, it's smart in the wording that it uses, and it's also smart in just the comedy that it brings in. Like, it's got these specific jokes that you can tell are written for adults. Like, nobody would get them but adults. So, it's like the Pixar of bookdom. So Dodie manages to keep this balance of serious with the kidnapping of the dogs, with the emotions that are carried. We get to see even like Ponko and Mrs.'s married life and all sorts of interesting things like that. So she keeps this serious side here. And then she's able to balance that perfectly with the funny side. And it's just amazing in 148 pages. Not to mention that she fully fleshes out 5 whole characters in this 148 page book. Look, it's that big. Like, it's a pleasure and almost an honor to read. Like, I don't know how to do that personally. When I write books, they're like huge, and so it just amazed me and inspired me. Let's just say it. This book needs to have more readers, and I personally would love to advocate it all to you. Please go find this book. Find it for your children. If you're an adult, if you are a child, go read it. If you are a teenager like me, just read it for like the amazingness of reading something as well put together as this little book is. And it won't take you, like, it'll take you maybe an hour and a half, maybe. So just go find it and enjoy it, please. So I was looking at reviews for this book. Amazon has 10 reviews of it. They've all have 5 stars, so that's good. Goodreads has a very interesting take on it, though. A lot of people are saying that this book is sexist. I mean, I understand that Mrs., the main dog, is kind of stupid. So I feel like that's her character, though, because, for instance, Mrs. Darling, she is the one who goes off and takes initiative to find the new dog, Perdita. Also, there's just the nannies, who I'm getting a decidedly lesbian vibe from. If anybody wants to discuss that, please feel free to. So I just wanted to know y'all's take on it, those of you who have read it. Something that I didn't get a chance to talk about, Cruella de Vil. Book Cruella de Vil is very, very well-rounded and very well-made. She's one of the 5 excellently fleshed-out characters in this book. I have never seen the movie myself because I was personally quite terrified of them as a child. So I would love to know, for those of you who have read it, who is more evil, Book Cruella de Vil or movie Cruella de Vil? I'm assuming that Book Cruella de Vil will be worse because Book Cruella de Vil even tastes like pepper. Because she's so evil, her taste is disgusting. So there are my talking points, and I just have one last one. Next week, this is our book. Ooh, the sun is shining on it. What is it? Do you know? Do you know what it is? Tell me if you do, because I really like it.